Greetings and welcome to NACE International's training session for the use of Big Five Works. Big Five Works is the process we use to enable better communication between our team members and their managers. It both allows and requires team members to prepare a one-page monthly report for their managers that cover two major topics. First, the team members' 5 most significant accomplishments from last month, and second, the team members' 5 highest priorities for the current month. Managers respond to the reports by providing written affirmation, coaching, and sometimes even correction. The process helps keep all of our staff focused on our stakeholders, helps us hold everyone accountable for their performance, and enables caring, respectful, constructive feedback. It also allows you to tell your story, tracking and documenting your contributions to the team. Best of all, the process can be completed very quickly, saving time for just about everyone, and it totally replaces the traditional year-end performance appraisal process. At NACE International, instead of receiving one evaluation session at year-end, you get ongoing, continual coaching each month. Team members are required to submit their reports by the 5th calendar day of the month, and managers usually have 5 days to respond to reports submitted by team members. How does it work? Register yourself as a first-time user in the system by clicking on the Register button on the upper right-hand portion of the screen. Enter your NACE email address and click on the blue Register box. This will create a system-generated email. Check your inbox for a message from admin@big5works.com. That email will contain a link that will allow you to establish your own personal password. When you click on the password link in the email you receive, the system will take you to the Reset Password screen. Enter your new password in both boxes. Passwords must be at least 6 characters in length. There are no other restrictions on password format. Once you have established your password, the system will take you to the Login screen. Enter your NACE email address and the newly created password. Should you ever forget your password, click on the Forgot My Password link to establish a new password via email. When you first enter the app, the system will take you to the Profile tab. Complete the Profile tab by keying in your name and your manager's email address. Hit the Save button at the top of the screen to save your work. Once you have completed your profile, the system will take you to the Mission Vision tab each time you log into the system. You will probably not have to revisit the Profile tab unless you experience a change in management or a change in your name. The next tab is the Mission Vision tab. Managers use this tab to communicate community-wide messages to their teams. The section is optional and will only appear in your report if someone in your management chain utilizes it. The tab will usually contain information about the organization's goals, objectives, mission, or strategy. These larger corporate messages are important in that they help create alignment. Please do your best to align your individual priorities to support these larger efforts. Why is this important? Picture the company as a boat. The more team members who are rowing in the same direction greatly increase the likelihood of organizational success. Be sure to ask your manager about anything you don't understand or anything you'd like to know more about. Working together is the key to attracting great people, implementing great processes, and building great products, programs, and services. The next tab is the Goals tab. Use this section to list and report any of the annual SMART goals you and your manager have agreed to. Enter a short narrative description of the goal in the first section. Use the second section to report this month's progress on the annual goal. And finally, report the percentage complete from 0 to 100% in the last blank. The goals will number themselves automatically. Each month you log in, the app will auto-populate the description field and the percentage complete field with whatever information you provided in your last report. You can then simply edit those fields by using the Update button. Remember to hit the Save button when you are satisfied with your work. The next tab is the Big 5 Accomplishments tab. If this is the first time you have used the Big 5 system, this section will be blank and you will not be able to enter any data. There's a reason for that. The Big 5 Accomplishments section populates from the Big 5 Priorities tab from your last month's report. As this is your first report, you will not have any prior priorities. That's okay. List all of your first month's accomplishment for this month only in the Other Accomplishments tab. Next month, whatever you list as your Big 5 priorities for this month will show as your Big 5 accomplishments next month. That's how Big 5 works. The continual, ongoing process of identifying your priorities one month and reporting on the progress you have made on those priorities the next month creates accountability and ensures that nothing important is overlooked or forgotten. The next tab is Other Accomplishments. All of us accomplish things during the month that were not necessarily planned. Some of those accomplishments are important enough that you will want to communicate them to your manager. Generally speaking, the Other Accomplishments tab is used to report any accomplishments that were not already covered in your Big 5 Accomplishments section. There's no need to number each, as the system does it automatically. Remember to be concise as possible, but use all the space you need to accurately report your value to the team. Nimble, quick communication is valued over lengthy narratives. Once again, don't forget to hit the Save button when you're done. The next tab is the Big 5 Priorities tab. Use this section to list your 5 highest priorities for the current month. The app will auto-number your priorities and you can drag and drop in any order you prefer. There is really nothing magic about creating 5 priorities, but the number has been found to be a good rule of thumb. Until you become more experienced using the system, try to create and limit yourself to 5 priorities. If you find that you could not complete a specific priority in a 1-month time period, simply carry over that priority to the next month. Thinking about how to structure your priorities can be a challenge until you become used to the process. You may want to ask yourself, what is my highest and best use to the team during this month? What could I do to make the most significant positive contribution? You could also simply ask yourself, what's hot right now? What's most important? Where will I and where should I be spending my time and attention this month? Finally, if you were in a fairly repetitive job, you may want to simply list any data or metrics you produce on a regular basis to show the volume or quality of the work you produce each month. This will not only help you to better understand your value to the organization, but also provide your management team with invaluable information. The next tab is the Assistance Needed tab. Use this section to report any issues or obstacles that are preventing you from performing at your ideal level. These will usually be issues that you cannot resolve yourself, asking management for assistance. Once complete, review your entire report. When you are satisfied, hit the Completed Send Report to Manager button. Be aware that once you hit this button, you will no longer be able to edit your report. Print your report at any time by hitting the Print button in the upper right-hand portion of the screen. You can also review or print any of your past reports by using the Previous button in the upper left-hand side of the screen. The Previous button also shows the status of any Big 5 report. A pending report has not yet been submitted to the manager for review. A submitted report has been submitted to the manager for review, and a complete report is one where the manager has responded to the team member's report. Hitting the Completed Send Report to Manager button sends your report to the manager you named in your Profile tab. That manager will review your report and provide you with coaching feedback. The feedback may affirm or even praise your accomplishments and priorities, provide you with coaching to help guide your efforts, or even provide correction, redirecting you in a manner that your manager feels would be more effective. Read your manager's responses carefully and be sure to ask your manager if you have any questions or concerns. Big Five is designed to enable face-to-face communication between managers and team members. Talking face-to-face about these issues is the absolute best way to ensure understanding and alignment. Your manager's response to your report completes the Big Five monthly process. If there are any issues you need to document due to your manager's responses or any subsequent conversations you've had with your manager, you do not need to go back and revise your last report. Instead, record all of these type changes in your next month's report. If you are a manager, you will have two additional options in the black bar to the left of the screen: Manager and Reports. Clicking on the Manager screen will allow you to provide input on submitted reports and view any past Big Five reports for all of your team members. The app will default to show only your direct reports, those that have listed you as their manager, in their Profile tab. To see all of your team, including your indirect reports, click on the box at the top of the screen. To access an individual team member record, click on a name in your list at the top of the screen. Their most recent Big Five report will appear on the bottom of the screen. Clicking on the Reports option will allow you to run status reports on the Big Five process. This concludes our Big Five Works training session. We hope that you will use Big Five to tell your story, taking credit for your contributions to the team. Don't worry if it takes you a month or two to feel comfortable with this process. We promise it gets easier every month. Please consult with your manager or human resources if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you for your time and attention, and best wishes for an outstanding career at NACE International.